Hurricane Harvey was a game changer for Minuteman. Most of everything we had done has been in regards to tornadoes. So a hurricane was a whole different storm.
But this was a 6-week in South Texas, and we helped a lot of people. So a lot of different types of things were expected of the organization. So it was quite a large operation for us to deal with something, such a catastrophic event.
I really attribute my heart and desire to serve people really to my grandmother. And she was retired and at that time very active in the local food pantry. And so I naturally found myself there with her. And people who were in need would come in and receive counseling and clothing and food. And I would help bag up groceries and carry groceries to their car. And so through that time, that's really, when I look back, that's really what I identify as kind of the thing that really got that desire to help people who were in need. And so I spent 13 years on church staff serving that way. Charity is not necessarily something that I sought out, serving people. It wasn't something that I would say came naturally to me, but it was something that was instilled in me by my grandmother.
I'm 35 and we're going to go up the butt. So don't
On 35?
Yeah, South 35. Once we cross the Red River, we're committed.
Yeah, I know, and I don't want to.
And we lose out on Frisco or
Yeah,
something.
I don't want to do that.
Yeah.
I went to school at the University of Oklahoma and left there in 1999. And right as I was leaving school, a big tornado hit Moore, Oklahoma. And I was there in Norman, just south of Moore, and a small tornado went right behind where I lived. So living through that kind of influenced my decision making with this type of work. Another tornado hit Moore in 2013. So my heart was to go back and to help. And I was found a group at my church, and we put together a team to go up to Moore and help out. And I led 2 different deployments up there to help out and clean up after that in 2013. So I've had the heart to do that and to help those people, especially that feeling like home to me. I joined Minuteman in January of 2017. So where it wasn't a team that was immediately responding to the disasters, but a team that went in as the homeowners come back. Right. That way I can help those people find some sort of normalcy and get that back in their life.
So if I could get just some of that back to where I can get to my water well room safely, you know.
So when I was young, my father used to do a lot of March of Dimes collections. He was a volunteer fireman. So he was in Knights of Columbus, which is a Catholic men's organization that does a lot of outreach. So again, it was just something that we did in our family.
You get back in that field. You're going to have a bunch of nails and stuff up in there from the ball night.
My first deployment was a tornado, and it was in Canton, Texas. We were there for about a week. We watched there were the results of an F4 and an F5 tornado pretty much wipe houses completely off of their foundations. We worked with several people in the Canton area. The devastation was pretty dramatic. I'd never seen anything like that in my life.
Well, let's stuff started hitting the windows, and I started hollering for him to come in the house. And I mean, it didn't last long, but after it was over with, we saw the damage. It was like a freight train coming through the house. It was unbelievable. Well, no, not from the sound.
Oh, that's how you knew it was coming?
Yeah, that's how we knew it was coming. It was so loud that I knew something was wrong.
Oh, exactly. What's that? So we're going to just take it apart.
As a volunteer, this has impacted me. Can you give me a second on this?
Think about it and then restate the question.
Mhm. As a volunteer, this has impacted me. It shows me that things are not of value. Having your life and having your loved ones around are of value. The things can be replaced. The destruction that takes place during these things, it just destroys things. It doesn't destroy the relationships or the people. So for me, it's valuing the family that I have back home, my friends and my relationships.
Great. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
So that was the most hardest part to understand, that they've gone through something you can't comprehend. They want to tell you their story, and it's your job to listen to them and to help out the best way you can.
I really didn't know what to expect after the training. I think it was a 12 or 13 weeks of training that we went through. And at the end of that, that's when I learned about Minuteman and realized that, oh, okay, there's going to be more opportunities to serve. Having been gone for a few days on one and coming home for a couple of days and then saying to my family, hey, I'm going to leave again, it had its own challenges. My life had not always been about being gone and traveling and this type of thing. It was always about being home. So now I was gone. I came home for a couple of days and be gone again. So you can imagine the kind of the tensions of the house, if you will, of that. And so to explain what does that mean to me to go and serve people, and that was important for my wife to understand. And so, as we've moved forward, she's obviously has understood that the value that I find in going and serving people in this way.
So there is a lot of scheduling and logistics that needs to be done at home before I can ever even leave. Making sure, number one, that my wife and my children are taken care of. They have to be in a place where somebody else can help out and step in and do what I normally do at home. As far as picking up kids from school, those types of things. So that's first and foremost. The business part comes second. Okay, who can step in and cover me while I'm gone from work? And then it's a matter of, okay, I've got these things covered. Now let's go.
Well, I mean, as a major obstacle, we're traveling, sometimes great distances. For Hurricane Harvey, we spent 6 weeks in South Texas, 400 miles away from our family. So, my wife has to deal with being here by herself. But that's the obstacle, just be away from your family, which all of us as volunteers, that's what we sign up for.
So for us in our organization, when Hurricane Harvey was brewing out in the Gulf Coast, we began daily having conference calls with our leadership to really set up what our organization would be doing. We don't know what we're driving into. We've never been there before. I just know I got a lot of people that have a heart to serve and they want to get down there and help out. But I can remember the first few times of deploying with Minuteman, standing on a pile of debris and just looking out across and seeing house after house after house that's gone. In the U.S., we're just so blessed that we have access to the things that we need at any moment. We have all kinds of things. We have multiple cars and nice homes and these types of things. But really, in a moment, it can all be gone, right? It's not about the big screen TV that's lost. It's not about their fancy car, but it's about the people. It's about their loved ones. It's about the memories. It's about the photos. It's about the videos. Those are the things that are really important to people, are the things that really center around relationship. And as bad as natural disasters are, it brings out the good of people.